What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Turnbuster65 back up in this, and today we are playing Slay the Spire. This is something different, but not so different around the wheelhouse, as it's still a pretty chill game. So if you're not sure what Slay the Spire is, it is a roguelike dungeon exploring card game. It sounds weird, but once you get into this game, it's pretty dope, okay? And this is coming from someone. Let me show you. Let me just show you. Look at that. 331 hours. Because I tend to play this whenever I need to chill, to relax. Whenever I just kind of on my phone and I want something that I don't really need to think about, I just play this game. And the funny story is, I originally downloaded this game over a year ago now. I had to look back into when I got the first achievement to see where it is, and that was from April 13th of 2022. I actually downloaded this game to record, and after doing that recording session, I didn't like how it sounded because I sounded boring, so I just deleted the whole thing. But I continued to play the game. Now, my first recording session, I didn't win, of course. I think I died on the first boss. I fell in love with this game just because of how simple it is. I love the cards. It never gets boring to me. I was off of it and now I'm back on it. I will say I did finally beat the final boss with all the characters. I'm not going to spoil it yet for those who are still new to it. Don't want to give it away if you want to play it to yourself. So yeah, this game has 3 sets of modes here. Standard, which is where you start off as, and then once you beat the final boss is when the daily climb and custom gets unlocked. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. But daily climb, which is essentially a daily challenge where you get a character like the Watcher, which is a character you unlock by playing through here, and then you get these little modifiers which are all random each day. On top of that, whenever you start a run, you get a selection, and the cards you start off with all the same, but the cards you get throughout the game are all different. The enemy encounters are different, although once you play it long enough, you can expect you have a good idea of what enemy you're gonna encounter first, or whichever part. But yeah, and then custom is where you can just customize it with the characters. Ascension levels, which I'll get into that at a later video, and then with all these modifiers, you can add as many as you want. As you can just go with no modifiers, but I don't want you want to do a custom mode with no modifiers. It doesn't make any sense. I personally haven't done a custom run. I just stick to going with standard and going through that way. But yeah, here we go. There's the Ironclad, which is the character you start out with. It's a person, or your character over here. The cards, it can go with 3 ways. You can do this 3 ways. It kind of has an attack heavy build. You can have a defense heavy build, or just basically revolve it around strength. I guess that's more so an attack. And then there's a strike. There's a strike method over here, which can be utilized for mainly for attack, or maybe you want to do it for defense if you know how to play it right. Silent, someone that focuses around poison, daggers. Basically is the opposite of the Ironclad, whereas brute strength you can get by, or with defense. The silent, the faster the better. The faster the better. The defect, which is a character that revolve around focus and orbs. Get to that in a later episode. And the Watcher is when you do a complete run of all these 3 characters, you'll unlock the Watcher, which is someone that deals with stances. That we'll get to a later video over here. All these characters are fun in their own right. I think personally my favorite would have to fall down to the Silent, which we'll see in a different episode. This goes successfully. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Ironclad. Now you see at the bottom Ascension modes. These modes only unlock once you get through the final boss on your first completed run with the character, and then from there they has their different levels of ascension, being from 1 to 20, 1 being the lightest and then 20 being the hardest. So that makes an incentive for replayability for those if you're curious. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the Ironclad. I took it up a lot of time. I think it's pretty much 5 minutes in. Sorry, this is kind of the person I am. I kind of want this to be a little bit more podcasty, and since I got a little more experience from last time, this is kind of gonna go a little bit fast. Maybe for this episode it's gonna be slow. I'm sure the average person playing this just kind of speeds right through it, but there we go. This is Act 1. This is Neo over here, and yeah, well, if your first time playing the game, he'll say something different, blah blah blah, or she, excuse me. Yeah, that whale is a she. Don't ask me how I know its gender, okay? I just know. Certainly not a sperm whale, huh? But yeah, you get these little, you get something at the beginning. It offers you a reward. So right now I got 4 because I was on another run previous to that. I had to abandon the run, and I beaten a boss. So once you beat a boss on a run, you get 4 of these. If you didn't beat at least the first boss on a run, you'll just get 2 options, which is mainly a relic, which gives you, it's basically a relic, which is a gift. Relics are this up top right here. You see this burning blood, which every one of them has a starting relic. The Ironclads is the burning blood, which at the end of combat it gives them 6 health. So if you take 6 damage and you kill the enemy over there, you will get that damage back. So it doesn't hurt to get hurt while you're at Ironclad. Alright, so now for this, for me, I kind of like have my set styles for how I want to do all of them. Sometimes I switch it up, but I think for this, it's best if, for me, I love having these cards removed for the Ironclad, especially if it's defend, so I'm gonna go with that. Lose the max health, which is all fine. I'm not too worried about it. He has 80, which the Ironclad has the most max health out of all the other characters at 80. The other ones have 75, 72, and 70 respectively. Not in order, but just roughly doing it in my head. And then from this, you have this map right here, which you basically, you see the layout ahead of time. So depending on which path you start here, then it'll kind of climb up and you'll have options later on. So right now I'm going to go to an enemy. I'm going to go ahead and attack it like that. There we go. So what you have are your basic cards right here, which is strike and defend. Obvious what they do. And then throughout each one's deck, there are going to be 2 to 3 other starting cards unique to that specific character, and then each character in this game has their own color-coded set of cards, which for the Ironclad, you'll see it's red. Red for blood. Red for dead, too. There we go. I'm going to take Clash right there. It's a pretty good card. So I'm going to go by through this a little bit quickly. I'm not gonna make it too boring. I mean, I took you 5 minutes in the intro, so I gotta make this go by fast. Get the little living wall. So I love this one over here. You get the choice to either forget, which is to remove a card, change, to transform, or grow, which is to upgrade a card in your deck. Personally over here, I like what I got going on. I think I'm a little bit tempted. I think I want to go for a strike build this time. I want to go for a strike build and then get a card later for defense, but let me do this. That would be a little risky, but okay, Shockwave. I'm not mad with that. Shockwave's a good card right there. It gives the enemy 3 weak and vulnerability, which vulnerability means that the enemy takes 50% more damage if it's applied on you. That same effect would apply there. I'm going to go ahead and use this. And then weak is, it actually reduces the attacks by 25%. So now instead of doing 6, he's going to do 4. And because I had no skills, which is, that's what Clash is right there. If you have no, if you only have attacks in your hand, that's when you can use it. If you have a skill or a power card, which a skill is like defend, basically it's a non-attack card. It's a card that does something. Take Pommel Strike. And then power card, you'll see a little bit later. I'll explain that when it comes up. See, the Transmogrifier, yeah, I'll take that. Kind of like Shockwave. Let's see, I got another strike card, so I'm fine with transforming strike. Carnage? Eh. Sure, why not? Take it. Ooh, yeah, I love this game over here. You can evidently see I'm quite passionate when it comes to this game. I've played it for over 300 hours, you clearly see there. It's funnily enough, I was seeing a YouTuber called Nintendo Capri Sun. He was playing another card game. I think it was like Dice Dungeon on the Nintendo Switch, which looks pretty cool over here. Kind of a roguelike. It's a similar game to this over here, but it's more of an acute format, not as calculated. There's a little more RNG with this. You could probably say it's RNG as well. Well, it definitely takes more skill to do something in this than I would say in that particular game. But it's a fun game. It looks pretty fun. Thought about downloading it, but I don't have it downloaded. Ooh, okay. Do this, boom. Alright, 13. It's fine. I can take 18 damage. Like I said, we're gonna go through this a little bit swimmingly. Flying around here. Oh, stone calendar. So yeah, this is the relic I was talking about. Stone calendar. It's good for waiting. It's good for bosses. It's mainly good for bosses and enemies that you gotta take your time with, because you wait for your turns. Every turn you pass right here, but at the end of turn 7, you deal 52 damage to all enemies. Now, unfortunately, it's not every 7th turn. Otherwise, that would just be freaking insane. Then again, you'll have to go with an enemy for... That's a lot of turns, yeah. Pantograph, I'll take that. Gives me 25 health at the start of a boss combat, which, if you notice up here, you see that little symbol up top? That symbol shows you what boss you're facing. For this first area, well, actually for all areas, there are 3 bosses that you can face in there, and it's all included to that. I think it's called an act? Yeah, act. It's all to that act. So this one signifies the slime boss. So that's what we're going to see in this episode, which is pretty appropriate because I got no ascension on. So, yep, take that. Hey, you keep seeing that option for this, the ruby key, the other key thing. This has something to do with going past the final boss, because the final boss is technically not in the 3rd act. But just for this episode, we're going to disregard the keys. Probably going to do that in a future episode once I get a display of all the characters going. Or heck, maybe I'll do it with another character. But right now, we're just going to take it light with the Ironclad. Actually gonna go ahead and smith over here. I should probably rest, but being a little risque. Gotta get double up and twin strike. Getting some strike cards over here. Be glad to get rid of these basic strikes. Basically, the strategy for the strike, if you get a card called the Perfected Strike, which it has deals 6 damage and then +2 for every strike card you have. So as long as it has strike in the name, you can deal with that. Oh, there we go. Didn't have to worry about resting there because I got Lee's waffle, which I don't know who Lee is, but thank you for your waffle. I'll gladly accept it. Yeah, I look pretty dangerous, don't I, shopkeeper? Okay, go ahead and get you. Ooh, I had a nice little day. Slow day at work, so slow, in fact, that I mopped all the floors at my job. Yeah, that's how slow it was. Well, you gotta find some way to keep yourself occupied. Alright, for damn sure, make sure I was occupied, okay? Frick. Tough choice. Let's see, you know what? I have a card to get rid of that thing, so go ahead and do this on the looter. Pretty funny, some of these enemies do have their own sort of special things. So the looter, for example, every time it attacks you, it takes your money, but if you kill it, you get your money back. Because at a certain amount of turns, it will actually start to defend, and then it'll leave if you can't kill it. So it's very vital to get rid of the looter, or the mugger, which is a variant of the looter, whenever you can. Oof, alright. So I'm just gonna do 5, so we're gonna get rid of that. 7, they both do the same damage, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. And then that's fine. Use this black potion. Did I use? Nah, I'm gonna keep the liquid bronze. Ooh, didn't take a single bit of damage. I'll gladly accept that. And this is what we're gonna do. There we go. Just so I don't take any damage. I'll weaken them so I won't have to take as much damage. Should have died on the bigger one, but no worries there. Got plenty of attack cards, plenty of energy. Forgot to explain the energy, so I'll go ahead and do it with this boss real quick because, or you probably picked up on it, but I'll still explain it anyway because it's terrible to not explain things. All right, there we go. The little slime boss with his cute little top hat. Simply slime boss. Reminds me of a little mafia boss there, but yeah. So this is the layout over here. Every turn you'll start out with 5 cards. This thing on the bottom left in the circle right there, that's your energy. And you notice at the top left of each of these cards over here that displays the energy it costs to play it. So for example, if I use this pommel strike, it would cost me 1 energy and I have 2 left. And then on the bottom left over here, this is your draw pile, which will show you how many cards are left in your draw pile. It'll show you the cards. This is not the order in which they'll be drawn, although there is a relic that will basically allow you to see the order, but this just shows you what cards are left in your draw pile. And then at the bottom right, that's your discard pile, which right now it's empty, so there's nothing in there. And then at the top right, as you can see, that's your overall deck. This is the cards you have in your deck currently here. And then you can press a button over here to expect them closer. And then I have the beta art because, well, that's what happens when you beat the true final boss for each character. You unlock the beta art. So I'll go ahead and show that off in a different episode. Ooh. Right now we're gonna get this guy, so let me go ahead and do my business with him. I always thought about what it would be if you were a slime. And no, I'm not talking about the freaking dude that reawoke as a slime. What's that enemy called? I was reincarnated as a slime, something like that. No, I'm talking about that freaky mess, okay? Not that freaky deaky mess. Ooh, there we go. Give him a shockwave. See the boss. I should say, worrying about defending doesn't really matter in situations, especially on the first boss. First boss, I guess when you're first starting out, it's little difficile, okay? But once you play this game enough over here, and you fight a boss a lot of times, you start not to care about doing stuff like patterns. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this. So right now, because as you notice right here for the slime boss, the sort of slimes in general are here. If it's a larger slime, when you reduce their health in half, there gets a question mark to pop up, and immediately on that action right there, they split. So see the, oh well, I guess you would have saw it right there. The stone calendar didn't take effect right there. Well, forget about that. It would have split again, but it died due to good fortune. And now, after each boss, you get to select 1 out of 3 of these gold cards, which if you notice from the deck over here, they all have rarity. The silver right here is common, or the basic rarity. This gold, or this blue right here, is the uncommon. It's an uncommon card. And then this gold right here is considered rare. So these are all rare. And I got Fiend Fire, which exhausts each card in my hand, but I deal 7 damage for each card exhausted. And exhaust means it goes into the exhaust pile, which is a pile once a card is exhausted, you cannot use that card again for the rest of that battle, unless you have a certain card to bring it back. And then Berserk, I gain 2 vulnerable at the start of my turn. I gain an energy, and then Immolate, which I deal 21 damage to all enemies. Then I add a burn into my discard pile, which I burned. You see there, it deals 2 damage at the end of my turn. There are multiple ways to get around of it. You can basically defend. You can have a card to discard this card or exhaust this card. But right now my deck is really not optimized for that, so I'm gonna go with Berserk. Take the risk with the vulnerables, and perfect. Okay, so the Astrolab, which I pick 3 cards to transform and then upgrade upon their transformation. Slaver's Collar, which during boss and elite battles I gain energy. That's pretty good. And then Mark of Pain, one of the several relics that you gain energy at the start of your turn, but there's a catch with it. For this case, I shuffle 2 wounds into my draw pile, which is not too bad, but if I had some exhaust going around, some ways to exhaust it, that wouldn't be too bad. And I'm not really getting lucky with my kind of strike deck thing going on, so I'm gonna go with the Astrolabs. Do a strike, do another strike. I'm actually gonna get rid of the Carnage. Ooh, what do we get there? Okay. Wait, did I get it? I got another Twin Strike. That's funny. Entrench, which doubles my block, and then Power Through, which adds 2 wounds in my hand that I gain 20 block. Okay, so I guess the game kind of wants me to go for the defense strategy, maybe. Hey, if I get a certain power card, then I'll be all in favor for it. So, okay, plate. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. So we're gonna do. This is a tough decision. Really tough decision. This is gonna be meaningless. So you Liquid Breeze and screw it. There we go. This enemy right here, the Shelled Parasite, a little bit funny. So it starts off with having plated armor, meaning that it will, at the start of the turn, it'll get that amount of armor right here. You see the bottom, but if your attacks would equal more than the block over here, you reduce it, the armor, by 1, and then you keep reducing it for every attack after that within the same turn. So right now, since it's at 13, I need something to deal more than 13 damage in order to chip it off, which this does. And so now every attack I give it is going to chip off an additional 1. And the Twin Strike strikes twice, so that's going to take off 2, and then I do another one. Just going to get rid of that, and now I just kill it straight up. Works beautiful for me. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. The flex or the body slam. See, body slam, it deals damage equal to your block. So if you have a lot of block and you have this, it's a good card to have. I guess since we're going for a defensive deck, I'm gonna go with body slam right here. Sure, why not? Okay, so, well, okay. Screw it. We're gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that on a mugger. There we go. Oh yeah, and it doesn't matter whether attacks deal damage to you or not. They just steal your money regardless. So it's pretty fun. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that just to get them to be around the same health. And so yeah, now they're gonna go to defense mode. So if I don't kill them in the next 2 turns, they're just gonna get away with robbing me. Broad daylight. Let's get that. Boom. Okay. Okay, so now I need to do 29 or more damage to that, and I'm good. It's perfect. Can't play that, but I can play that. Boom. Look at that. Why the body slam is good. Where the clash fails, the body slam rises. because the Clash, it can only be played when you have all attack cards in your hand. As soon as something is a non-attack, that card is pretty useless. So that's why if you have a Clash over here, it's best to have a hand or a deck with as few non-attacks as possible. Depleting Vagrant, yeah, so this guy right here, you can either give him gold and gives you a relic, or you can steal the relic and you become shamed, which at the end of the turn it gives you one frail, basically making your attacks weaker for 25% for one turn. Since there's a shop right there, I'm gonna take this, and then what I'm gonna do is go to the shop, because at the shop you can buy stuff, but over here there's a card removal service which goes up by 25 for every time that you use it. Since I'm about to use it right now, it's gonna go up to 100 the next time. But there you go, I got rid of the shame. So basically I paid 25 to get that relic, which is a $13 discount. I could think what's it, $10 discount, because that was 85, all for 85 gold. The gold amount is random, it's all proportionate to how much you have. The Art of War right here, shout out Sun Tzu. If you're not playing any attacks during your turn, you gain additional energy next turn. Beautiful. And I'm also going to go with this right here, this fruit juice, which gives you 5 max HP. And also heals you by 5 HP. Not only heals you 5 HP, it gives you 5 max HP. Moving your health up all around. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. Do that. Ah, it's my favorite, this bird. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the bird live, because I'd rather deal damage to this mother lover. Yeah, these freaking chosen mother lovers, you see them in the cloak, looking like a bird right here. It's a pretty fun set of enemies. There's a relic in here that I love so much. Yeah, you get it from meeting a specific person, but when you have it over here, you basically, you caw every duel, and it's pretty funny to hear, because the caws are... Ooh, getting a little bit tired. I also need something to drink. Ugh. So do this. Yeah. That's good. There we go. I didn't think about it, but I'd rather take 4 less damage. I'd rather take 4 less damage. There we go. Weaken that. Then I can take another 4 less damage. Do this. There we go. Get it dead. Get my 6 HP back. Running a little bit low. Skipping out. Ooh, Havoc can play the top, and nah. It's random. Rather not have random. A little my HP back. You see that enemy right there on fire? You don't notice it when you first begin, but once you get the final run done on all 3 on the initial goal, you'll see an enemy on fire. You see that thing on the top left right there? That happens only when you get all 3. The enemy on fire is how you get the emerald key, which is the green key. And those horns, you see the devil horns, those are elites, which are different from the normal enemies, being this icon right here. So let me go ahead and get to this, because I haven't shown an elite battle so far. It's funny, maybe I did fight off an elite earlier, but I just can't remember it. It's nothing really. I got 42 gold, that's why I can't afford anything. See right there? That's an elite. Painful stabs, which every time it deals damage to you, it adds a wound into your deck. And since I don't have a card to exhaust, it's going to be pretty fun. Well, I have the elixir, which exhausts any number of cards in my hand. It's a little different though. Go ahead and use this. Exchange 1 wound for 2 wounds. There you go. Shout out to war. Alright, I'm gonna do this. Can't wait to upgrade Body Slam. It's a fun fact. Some cards, when you upgrade them, the cost goes down. In the case of Body Slam, you upgrade that, the cost goes down from 1 to 0. Basically meaning any defense you get Once you're done, you can just hit defend, or just body slam them, and then just end your turn right there. You keep that defense. Because using body slam doesn't get rid of your defense. It only deals damage equal to your defense. So that's good to keep in mind as well, if you want to go for a defensive strategy with the Ironclad. I'd say the best way to play them is to go on the attack. Saying that though, we're about to end our run here, which is going to be pretty unfortunate if the case. Well, it looks like that's going to happen. Hold on. Gonna have to use the elixir here to get rid of these wounds so that I can use the clash. Whew. Get a 3 HP, but he's attacking 4. Oh yeah, you see that 4 by 6 over there? So the number on the left is how much damage they're gonna do. The number on the right is how many times they're going to attack. So the reason why that all got blocked, because he was doing 4 damage 5 times, so that's being 20. Now he's doing 4 damage 6 times. Not gonna matter though, because I killed him. It was me, I was the killer. This is beautiful for the defense. Calipers. So every turn, once the enemy's done attacking, at the start of your turn, you lose all your block. Now, at the start of my turn, I only lose 15 instead of all of it, which is not bad. Anger. I really want anger in this deck. I don't know. I'm kind of fine with what I got. I mean, free attack is a free attack. That's screw it. I'll take it. Maybe ruin the chemistry a little bit, but I'll be alright. Oh. Was there a curse in here? I guess so. Oh, the next two. Oh, this is a different one. I was thinking this was the non-curse relic. Okay. The next 2 non-boss chests you open contain 2 relics, right? Okay. Champion belt is beautiful because whenever I get vulnerable, I apply weak. So every time I apply vulnerable, I apply weak. Now, no matter how much vulnerable I apply, it's just 1 weak. So just keep that in mind. We're not going to face off that other elite because the elites that are on fire, they each get a little boost amongst normally. So it could be an attack boost. They can have something where they regenerate a little bit of health at the start of their turn or at the end of each turn. And it could be too random. So they can have metallicize, which is something that gives them a certain amount of block at the end of their turn. Oh yeah, and here's freaking Sneko, everyone's favorite right here. Once it does a little hypnotize thing, it randomizes all the cost of my cards. So now all my cards cost differently. It could be the same cost, it could be higher, it could be lower. As you see right here, since I have low cost cards, they're going to be higher. Making this really not fun. To say the least, not fun. Okay, this is going to give me... I'm going to lose 1 HP on this. That's 15. And now... Oh, that's beautiful. Super beautiful. Gorgeous. Exquisite. Like a piece of art. Boom. Alright. 19. I'm hold on to the blood potion. You notice I tend to hold on to my potions, especially healing potions, just an investment. So there's things out there, a couple of things that would give me a boost in healing, specifically during combat. So I got this to upgrade. Do I want to make this cost 0, or do I want to gain 1 vulnerable instead of 2? Decisions. I'm gonna go with the Berserk. I like having something that'll give me some extra energy just for 1 time only thing. Damn, the membership card. Oh well. It's beautiful because once you buy it, yes, you have to buy a membership card. I mean, that's where everywhere you go, you have to buy a membership to get the membership perks. In this case, it'll be 50% off of everything in the shop. Not a one-time use, it's a per shop. Every shop I go to, it'll be 50% off. But I can't afford it, therefore it's gone. Oh yeah, another fun fact. These items in here, you'll never see them again. Whatever appears up in the shop, you'll never see it again for that run. Whether it be for a mystery space, or you go to another shop, you'll never see it again. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've played over 300 hours in this game, and I have not seen a single. Sorry, it's late at night. I'm losing my train of thought, but I have not seen a single relic once I've seen it in the shop in that same run. Can't be wrong though. Can't be wrong. Hold on, do this. There we go. So I'm giving it a lot of weaken right now, so it's not gonna do that much damage to me. It's 7. There we go. Ooh, the enemy is usually rough over here, but a sign of me killing that quickly means it's a sign of a good deck. Although I love a little more HP going up against this boss here. Oof. Which is the nice little equivalent to the Ironclad. Ah, dang. I shouldn't have used the Pommel Strike. Because I would have loved to weaken these mod levels for one turn. Ugh. The explosive potion just gives them all 10 damage. Yeah. 8 off. Okay. 7. There we go. And then ship. Okay, that's not bad. Nah, not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. Because it gains strength each time. So I mean, it would have done the same amount of damage again, but it's not worth it. There we go. Damn it. Ah. It's a close one. It's a close one. Maybe I should have done it there. Because maybe then I would have taken that damage. Ah. Ah, well. This game is all about predictability. It's all, well, not predictability. It's all about guessing. I mean, that's every, I guess it's every roguelike. That's every sort of RNG-esque aspect of a game right there. It tests you. That's right, the pentagram saved me right there to give me that 25 health. Oof. I can see myself just slowly but surely drifting. Oof, I'm trying to stay awake for this. Alright. Trying to do one run. That's your belt. Oh! Oh yeah, I forgot. There's kind of a little bit of funny voice lines for a few of these encounters. Whenever you go up to a boss, and I think you have a certain relic, give you something different. And I forgot this model level when you have the champion belt. When you have the champion belt, you attack. That's what he says. That's my belt because he's the champion. He was number 1. Yeah. See, he's taking a lot of damage for a champion. Oof. Me personally? Ooh. He's got 3 of that. Okay, I'll take it. Okay. 3, 2, 0, 1. Ah, damn. It's vulnerable. Oh, that's fine. It's gonna shuffle back into there, meaning I'll have a chance. Someone keeps doing this. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine to me. Boom. Ah, shit. If I do this, it's gonna... Okay. Let me calm down on this. I know I can take the damage right here, but there's a fun thing about this boss. When you get it down half over here, the next turn, it's gonna kind of buff itself. Removing all negative status effects about it, and increasing health, all that blah blah blah. Yeah. I don't want to do that exactly yet. I want to do this, which is, yep, gain this. There we go. So now, get it out a little bit more before it does this, which is fine. It's gonna have to bite the bullet for what I do here. Yep. Now it's charged up. It's entered Kaioken. It's preparing to become a Super Saiyan. You don't want to see it become a Super Saiyan. That's all I'm saying. Oh, there we go. Oh, Stone Calendar coming in clutch. I need to do 80 more damage. Oh, that was a bonus card. Let's see. This. Worried about using a snake oil to draw 5 cards, but you randomize the cost of cards in your hand, which is every card in your hand plus the cards you get. So it's a double-edged sword of swords. It's a sword of swords. Yeah. Alright, I'll be alright. I think I'll be alright. Yep. Yep. Whew. Close shave, baby. Close shave. Alright, now we're going to this. The demon form, I could get this. It costs 3, but at the start of your turn you gain 2 strength. So every turn you gain 2 strength. Could go for a little bit of strength building, which wouldn't be too bad with this deck. I think that'll work out fine. We got a lot of twin strikes. However, I gotta need to replace something. I don't know. I'm gonna try demon form. I'm gonna see how it works. If it doesn't work, that's fine. Calling bell. This is good. But there's a relic which I was mentioning about, the curse relic, where you negate the next 2 curses you get. If you get that relic before you get to the calling bell, you basically get 3 free relics when this pops up. But because I don't have it, this will be a risk taking this right now. The runic cubes, whenever you lose HP, you draw 1 card. Means every time, every attack that gives you you lose 1 or more HP in, you draw a card. Not for every HP you lose, you draw that card. Just to clarify that. And then the Sozu, gain this at the start of your turn, but I can no longer obtain potions. So the potions I have will be the only potions I can use throughout the rest of the game if I decide to take that. Now for this, there's an option to skip if you don't like any of these, which I am going to do, because I don't particularly like any of them. Maybe the runic cube, but that'll be every time I get tapped. The Ironclad is not necessarily built for having a lot of cards going through like that, shuffling through his hand. So the Ironclad is meant for kind of more is less, or less is more sort of ordeal. Do that, do that, do that. So double. Do this. This Orb Walker is pretty fun. It's get this little thing called Strength Up, which is self-explanatory. End of the turn, it gains 3 strength. It's pretty fun. Oh yeah, and also another thing, you hover over something over here, those little bars over here, it tells you the details of everything it has below the status effects. Which with this, it also tells you sort of the attack. So that thing in red, obviously it's attack. That greenish thing, it tells you that it's going to apply a negative effect to you. And also, the game has its own little descriptions that classifies the enemy's actions right here, which this is considered strategic because it's attacking, yet also applying an effect to me. So it's smart all the way around. I'm gonna do this because this is gonna deal more damage, even though I get no block. I do more damage than if I did the twin strikes there. I'm gonna do this, this, and I get my health back. Ugh. Trying to get through this real quick over here. What's my time? 39. All right, we're good. Ooh, Tomb of Lord Red Mask. So, give up all my gold. I get the Red Mask, which applies 1 week to every enemy at the start. Is there a shop coming up? There's a shop coming up. I'm going to ignore the Red Mask for now. Sorry. Sorry, Lord Red Mask. It's what's best for me. Do this a little bit risque. I'm gonna do that even though it's gonna be temporary. But I'm gonna have to kill it last, which is fine. Whew. Okay, do that. So these mother lovers, you kind of want to go and meticulously kill them close together. Otherwise, if you kill one before the other ones are close to dying, the following turn they will respawn with half health. So be wary when dealing with these darklings. Oof. They give you that vibe of Epic Mickey. Those blob enemies, those grayish blob enemies. Does it remind you of Epic Mickey? That's what it gives for me, at least. Or there was another game. The thing was called Blob. It was for the Wii, where you were a blob going around, basically spreading color from the dark blobs that were getting rid of the color. It's a pretty fun game. Sounds kiddie, but it was honestly kind of fun. Miss playing it. Yeah, well, I had to do this so I could take less damage. Yeah, we're probably gonna die on this next turn if I don't do something here. Okay. Let's do that. I was gonna do 20 block anyway. It's gonna do that, so I'd be closer to killing that. See? Because of that life link, now it's back with half health. Those two are close to being dead. Do this. Do this. And I'm gonna do this. And now, those both are going, they're regrowing. This my lover's got blocked, so now if I got 15 on me, this is game over. Yep. Now they're all dead. Yep, you gotta kill all three in order to get rid of them. Otherwise, they're just gonna keep respawning, and that's the annoying thing about them. Do I need to add anything else? Gotta start worrying about the fin more. You know, I got this power through. Got cars I can live with. Guess Ironclad wouldn't hurt. I'll go ahead and do that. We'll go towards the shop. See what I can get here. So strength. These, I hate the motherfucking wounds. I hate them. Hate them with a passion. Hate them with a passion. I'm gonna go with it anyway. I can't play that. Do this. Even though it's gonna gain it back. And then, yep. If I had something to exhaust these freaking wounds. That's the thing about it, man. If you don't have the right cards, you can't do jack diddly poo with it. There we go. That's 30 block. Let me get the snake. I'll try my luck. Oh. Hello. Get rid of this freaking eyeball guardian. One of my least favorite, spirit guardians, because every few turns, well, one thing, they have this barricade, which you can get as a power as the Ironclad, but block does not go away at the end of the turn. And in every 3 turns, they basically have an ability where they gain block back, gain 15, and they just keep the block coming. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. And they indeed don't stop coming, so it's quite annoying. So it's quite annoying. I'm pretty much gonna die here. Oh my goodness. Well, it was a good run. Had a fun time explaining myself. Maybe I should use the draw. And yeah, oh well. Probably should just use this strength potion instead of holding on to it. Give myself a little more attack. But there you go. I'm defeated. I was indeed inadequately prepared. That was my run with the Ironclad. Kind of wanted this to be a little more podcasty, but it just turned out to be a little more explainy. Oh well, it's all good. At the end of the day, where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? The hood is currently chipped because I can't take care of my car. And you want to go down the strip, the silver Lexus ain't going that far. Down the boulevard. You turn this chair with them hips, you gonna get me hard. But trick me, you slip, be blowing more of that back out in my backyard. I don't know.